I remember saying that night, he's going to be a great Major League Baseball player. I've had a bunch of people on my show, and right after WBC asked about them. He hit that ball in the gap. I started jumping. I knew the run was going to score, so I just started taking off down the hallway. And he had such a good WBC, and that home run down the line, I remember saying that night, he's going to be a great Major League Baseball player. Just the tournament he was having, the pitching he was hitting, and then, you know, the clutch factor he had on that home run, being down and then able to hit that at that time. I just knew he'd have a good Major League career, and so far, man, what a start he's off. I think a slower start the first couple of weeks, and then he had that game in Milwaukee where he hit 2 home runs in the same inning. And that day, I remember saying, this is going to be the turning point for him. He's about to go off. And I didn't think he'd go this off. He has been unbelievable, hitting 300. His power is there. I think that is what has surprised people most in America. I think from everything, people thought he could hit for a high average, and that was best case scenario, you know, a 300 hitter, but there would be a lot of singles and doubles. A lot of power. The guy's strong, which I just learned about the dumbbell, the Macho Man. I just learned about that, and yeah, I like Ishida a lot. Hiroki Sasaki is, I've had a bunch of people on my show, and right after WBC asked about them. I remember Rowdy Tellez was on Team Mexico and faced Hiroki Sasaki, and I asked him, like, how good is he? Like, how does he compare? And he said he would be the ace of a staff on 25 of 30 Major League teams right now. And talked to John Smoltz about Hiroki Sasaki. John Smoltz is a Hall of Famer, one of the best pitchers of all time, and said he reminds him of a combination of Jacob deGrom and Shohei Ohtani on the mound, which is, it's hard to fathom how good Hiroki Sasaki is, but very, very, very high praise from some of the best to do it. I think Hiroki Sasaki is one of the best pitchers on the planet. I truly believe that. I think he could come over to Major League Baseball right now and be one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's one of the best pitchers in the world right now, and he has just been dominating. And I remember asking, because I believe Darvish was an option to throw in that game. And I remember talking to Mr. Kuriyama before the game, saying, I asked him in the dugout, are you throwing Yamamoto because a lot of the American batters have never seen him, whereas everybody's seen Yu Darvish on the American team? And he wouldn't really answer. He was just like, you know, I just felt it was the right choice, and it ended up being the right choice. But you can never give away too much of what you're thinking up here. And man, I really like Mr. Kuriyama and everything he did for that team. We've become friends throughout the whole process. So went over to his house, saw his Field of Dreams over there. I'm a big, big, big fan of his. I was waiting for, because I was right next to where you go out on the field. So as soon as the game ended, I just had to be right there to head out. So if you're in that tunnel, like right where you go out to the field, it's hard to see. So I was like right next to it, watching on the TV live feed. Watching on the edge of the couch, and he hit that ball in the gap. I started jumping. I knew the run was going to score, so I just started taking off down the hallway, went right out on the field, and basically by the time the run touched home, I was already out there and celebrating with Lars Nootbaar. My one worry was with the new rules in Major League Baseball that were starting. He was arguably the best player in the World Baseball Classic. But everybody from Japan as best I can, and I take a lot of pride in that.